Morning folks, been another good weekend of fighting. I've just finished watching Tszyu's fight from Australia against Tony Harrison, and very impressed with the young man. I was a big fan of his dad growing up, so it's nice to see the next generation doing so well. He ate one too many jabs from Harrison, in my opinion. But he got the job done in savage fashion. He absolutely destroyed Harrison in the 9th round. And I did actually think maybe the referee should have stepped in a little bit earlier. He did take one too many vicious punches. A little bit, he was trapped on the ropes and he was taking those blows. And I did think, I watched it back a couple of times and I thought, yeah, that referee should have jumped in a little bit earlier. But what a statement to make. Knocking out the guy, the only man to have beaten Charlo, who is obviously the undisputed light middleweight champion at the moment. Obviously, Tszyu picked up the interim WBO version of the light middleweight title. I've seen it flashed about online. Oh, finally he's won a world title, just like his dad. Well, he hasn't yet. It's an interim title. Obviously, he needs to beat Charlo. Obviously, that fight was supposed to happen, but didn't. I hope the Charlo fight happens next, because he made a statement. He's proved he belongs there. He handled Harrison quite well. That is the biggest, toughest opponent, a former world champion, that he's fought so far, and obviously the only man to have beaten Charlo as a professional. So, yeah, no, I'm very impressed with him. Hopefully he can go on to do bigger and better things. I personally think if he fights Charlo will have too much for him. I think Charlo's a better boxer. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I think he deserves a shot. He proved that with that victory. So yeah, like I say, it makes me feel old though, I must admit, because obviously I grew up watching Tszyu, his dad. And it's like now it's, Tszyu's long retired, nearly 18 years retired, and now you've got his son fighting for, on the cusp of world titles. So yeah, it makes me feel a little bit old, but yeah, that's life, isn't it? Also, in France last night, Carlos Takam took a split decision over Tony Yoka, the former Olympic gold medalist from Rio. I was horrified that it was a split decision, because I thought that Takam obviously deserved to win. It wasn't a close fight. I gave Yoka, when I scored it, I gave him a round. I gave him a single round. I forget which round it is now. I haven't got the sheet in front of me. I was trying to give him rounds because I thought, no, I was just trying to give him rounds, but I couldn't. Takam was busier. He landed the heavier shots, and he looked confident, and he kept coming forward. Yoka just looked like he didn't want to be there. He looked lazy. I think the loss to Martin Bakole last year, I think that's taken a lot of his confidence. Because I thought Takam's tailor-made for a young, big, long-armed heavyweight. Because Takam's older now. He's 42 now. So I thought it's an ideal opponent to make Yoka look good and to give him confidence, but it went totally the other way. He just looked gun shy. He looked, just in my opinion, this is just my opinion, just watching it from my sofa, he looked gun shy. He looked worried. He looked bored sometimes. He looked lazy. I don't know. I think we've got another Audley Harrison on our hands here, if I'm totally honest. Tony Yoka. He's got all those tools. He's very marketable anyway, because he looks the part. He's got all the tools. He's an Olympic gold medal, and I fear he's going to end up like Audley Harrison. Just basically becoming a bit of a bum. To be honest, I don't really know where he goes from here. I'm not saying he has to retire. It's not like he's bashed up and knocked out or anything. But his eye was a fucking mess by the end of it. I don't know. He just looked I mean, I'm still shocked it was a split decision. There is no way he deserved to win that fight. And I thought the judges had it a little bit too close, but that's just my opinion. I had it, basically I gave him 1 round. I gave Yoka 1 round, everything else I gave to Takam. You know, and I was quite shocked really of how he was fighting. He's got those long arms. He's got that reach. He's big. He's bigger. He's more powerful. And Takam was all over him. Takam was on his chest all the time, right up close to him, bullying him, pushing him back all the time, landing those hooks to the body, overhand rights to the head, pushing him back all the time. I don't know. It's crazy, but I mean the right man won, because when they announced one for Takam, 1 for Yoka, I thought they're gonna fuck him. I thought the old cynic in me, who's been following boxing for too long, I just thought, right, they're gonna fuck him. They're gonna give this to Yoka. But even the crowd were booing when Yoka was announced. You know, a judge had it for him. 96, 94 to him. The crowd booed, and that was in his own country, because they knew what they were seeing. So, yeah, that's it really for me. Just wanted to talk about those fights. I don't know what Takam can do really now. I mean, he's not going to get a world title shot. He's not going to fight Fury. He's not going to fight Usyk. I just suppose carry on being a bit of a gatekeeper fighting the young upcoming heavyweights. That's the only way. That's the only future I see for him in the sport at his age. I mean, he's been in there with some good names. He gave Joseph Parker problems a few years ago. Obviously, he gave Anthony Joshua problems in his lone world title challenge in 2017, and he was a late replacement for Kubrat Pulev, and he gave Joshua problems. I mean, Joshua won it, and obviously he stopped him, but yeah. And then obviously he gave Derek Chisora all the problems he can handle, and then just got fucking knocked out by Chisora, one of Chisora's most impressive knockouts, I think. But yeah, so it'll be interesting. Heavyweight divisions is interesting at the lower levels. I mean, at the top, there's only the 2 guys that we want to see fight. And apparently, so it appears, an agreement has been reached. I think it's 70-30 purse split, favouring Fury, obviously. Usyk's accepted it. So hopefully, that means the fight will happen. I'm still very dubious. It just seems that this fight is snake bit and nobody seems to really want it to happen. Obviously the fans want it to happen. We need it to happen. We need an undisputed #1 guy, and we're not getting it. I mean, we've had this for several years now. The top heavyweights sort of dancing around each other and not fighting. You know, Joshua Wilder a few years ago should have happened, didn't. Then you had Fury Wilder. Fury Joshua should have happened, but it didn't, and now it's too late and no one gives a shit if it does happen. You know, and now obviously the Usyk Fury thing, you know, the dancing round and round and round and making demands for more money, and we all know who it is. It's all fucking Fury. I know I say this every time, it sounds like I hate Fury. I don't hate him at all. I just don't like his bullshit, because it is bullshit. He lies. He says stupid things, he makes ridiculous demands, and then backtracks all the fucking time, and sets ridiculous deadlines for opponents, and then he ends up fighting people like Chisora that no one wants to fucking see because he'd done it already twice before. It just seems to be he's damaging his legacy. He keeps, you know, it's all money, money, money. Don't get me wrong, they're all in it for the money. I'm not naive enough to believe that. Surely have a bit of fucking pride. He's supposed to be a fighting man. He tells everybody he's a fighting man. Well, fucking fight then. Fight the top guy. He's already agreed to take less money. He's got no real reason to wriggle out of this one now, unless he's going to pull an injury of some description or another mental health issue, because that seems to be his fucking favourite thing. But we'll see. We'll see. Right, folks. You take care. Have a good week, and I'll speak to you soon.